Yo, this is not a joke. Jim Jones, Dipset's very own, has just been arrested. And the reason? It is something that will seriously shock you. Yes, we are talking about that Jim Jones, the one who has been flexing, making music, and avoiding wedding vows like he is dodging bullets in the Matrix. But this time, his relationship drama has reached a whole new level of toxic. Word on the street is that Jim Jones had a serious blow-up with Chrissy Lampkin. And when we say blow up, we are not talking about a small argument over something silly like who forgot to put the cap back on the toothpaste. No, this was much bigger than that. Whatever happened between them got so heated that it led to Jim ending up in handcuffs. For those who do not know, Jim and Chrissy have been together for years. Their relationship has always been full of ups and downs, and fans have watched them go through it all, especially on reality TV. Chrissy has been waiting for a wedding ring forever, but Jim has always avoided marriage like it is some kind of trap. Even though they have been engaged for over a decade, they have never made it down the aisle. And now, instead of wedding bells, there are police sirens. The details of what exactly happened are still coming out, but sources say that the argument between Jim and Chrissy got so intense that someone called the cops. When the police arrived, things were already out of control. And just like that, Jim Jones was taken into custody. Now, this situation is making people wonder, is this the breaking point for Jim and Chrissy? They have been through a lot, but this might be the moment that changes everything. Some fans are saying Chrissy should finally walk away, while others think they will work things out like they always do. On top of that, people are also talking about how this might affect Jim's career. He has been in the game for years, but legal trouble is never a good look. If this situation gets worse, it could cause some serious damage to his reputation and even his music. Right now, all we can do is wait and see how this plays out. Will Jim and Chrissy finally call it quits? Will Jim face serious legal trouble? Or will they move past this like they always do? One thing is for sure, this is not just another argument. This could be the moment that changes everything for Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin. Off the toothpaste, we're talking a full-blown 911 call, cops pulling up and cuffs getting fitted. But wait, wasn't Chrissy the one who proposed to him? What in the reverse Uno card? Is this so? What really went down? What did Chrissy do? Or better yet, what did Jim do? And why is the internet losing its mind over this? Oh, trust me, you're going to want to grab some popcorn cause this tea is boiling. Let's get into it. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin, the reality TV couple that has kept fans entertained for over a decade, are now at the center of a scandal so wild it could shake the entire entertainment industry. Yeah, you heard that right. Jim Jones has been arrested for allegedly attacking Chrissy Lampkin, and this isn't some random gossip. Witnesses, police reports, and even close sources are all saying the same thing. This might be the final straw in their long, messy relationship. Now, if you've been following their roller coaster love story, you already know these two have had their fair share of drama, from Chrissy proposing to Jim because he wouldn't commit to their heated fights on reality TV. This relationship has been anything but peaceful, but what really happened this time? Let's break it all down. It all started with a massive argument that escalated way out of control, according to inside sources. Jim and Chrissy have been arguing for days about something big. At first, people thought it was just another one of their regular blow-ups, but nah, this one was different. Neighbors reported hearing shouting, glass breaking, and door slamming, like some full-on Hollywood drama happening right next door. And guess what? It wasn't just words being exchanged. Sources say things got physical. Now here's where it gets wild. Some reports claim Chrissy was the one who started throwing things, but Jim, he took it to another level, according to the police report. When officers arrived at the scene, Chrissy was visibly shaken and Jim was agitated and refusing to cooperate. And let's be real, this ain't Jim's first run-in with the law. We've seen his name pop up in legal troubles before, but this might be the worst one yet. So what really caused this fight? Because let's be honest, nobody just snaps out of nowhere. Turns out it all comes back to something Jim has been struggling with for years: money. Now Jim likes to flex. We're talking about a man who lives lavishly, spends on designer clothes, flashy jewelry, and expensive cars. But here's the kicker, his financial situation ain't as solid as he wants people to believe. And Chrissy, she's had enough. Sources close to the couple claim Chrissy has been holding things together for years, making sure their bills are paid while Jim keeps up his rapper lifestyle. And this time she finally snapped and called him out on it. "Where's the money going?" Jim Chrissy allegedly screamed during the argument, and Jim, he wasn't having it. Now, if y'all remember, this isn't the first time Chrissy has had issues with Jim's financial habits. Go back a few years, and you'll remember how she kept pushing him to be more responsible, invest in their future, and stop blowing money like he's still at the top of the rap game. And Jim, he just kept doing things his way. But this time it was different. When the cops pulled up, they weren't expecting this level of chaos. According to eyewitnesses, Jim refused to calm down. Officers reportedly tried to de-escalate the situation, but Jim, he wasn't listening. One officer allegedly asked Jim to step outside so they could figure out what was going on, but Jim, he wasn't having it. He started yelling, telling them they had no business being in his home, and Chrissy, she was standing there in shock. One source claims she never expected it to go this far. See, that's the crazy part. Chrissy didn't even call the cops. It was the neighbors who reported the disturbance because they were scared something serious was going down. So what happens next? Jim gets arrested. Now here's where things get really messy. The police reportedly tried to give Jim a chance to calm down, but when he kept resisting, they had no choice but to put him in cuffs. And let's talk about the mugshot moment, because you already know the internet is about to have a field day with this one. Jim Jones, the man who's always talking about being untouchable, sitting there in a police station trying to figure out how the hell he got here. But here's the real question: what does this mean for Chrissy? Because let's be honest, after years and years of putting up with Jim's nonsense, is this finally the breaking point? See, the internet is already divided. Some people are saying Chrissy needs to leave, that this man ain't never going to change. Others, they think she's going to stay, because let's be real, she's stuck by him through worse. But let's talk about reality. Jim is now facing legal trouble, and depending on how serious the charges are, this could mean major consequences for his career. Now here's where things get even crazier. If Jim gets officially charged, we could be looking at a long legal battle. And let's dive straight into part 2 of this wild situation, because trust me, this story is only getting crazier. Last we left off, Jim Jones was getting hauled off in handcuffs. Chrissy was standing there in shock, and the internet was losing its damn mind. But this is where things take a serious turn. We need to talk about the fallout. Y'all know how the internet operates. The second that mugshot dropped, people started roasting Jim like it was Thanksgiving dinner. The memes, the tweets, the Instagram posts nonstop. And let me tell you, the reactions were split right down the middle. On one side, you had people saying Chrissy needs to run, she should have left years ago. On the other side, folks were like, nah, this is just another one of their toxic fights. They'll be back together next week. But here's where things get really messy. Remember, this wasn't just some private argument that got out of hand. This turned into a full-blown criminal case. As soon as Jim got booked, the police started their investigation, and that's when things started leaking. Anonymous sources, allegedly from inside the police department, started talking to blogs, and let's just say what they had to say was not looking good for Jim. One source claimed that when officers arrived, they found evidence of a physical altercation. Now, what does that mean? According to reports, there were signs that Chrissy had been injured during the fight. Now, hold up. Let's be clear, Chrissy herself did not press charges, at least not yet. But here's the thing: in domestic cases, the victim doesn't always have to press charges if the police believe there's enough evidence they can pursue the case on their own, and that's exactly what's happening here, which means Jim might be facing some serious legal trouble. Let's talk about what this means for his career, because chill, this could be bad. Jim Jones has been in the industry for decades. He's seen the highs, the lows, and everything in between, but let's be honest, he's not at the top of the rap game like he used to be. And in today's world, a scandal like this could be the final nail in the coffin. Sponsors, brand deals, potential TV opportunities, all of that could be gone. And let's not forget, Jim has been trying to expand his business empire for years. He's been working on real estate deals, launching different ventures, and trying to stay relevant outside of music. But if this case goes to trial, if this turns into a full-blown legal battle, that could put everything in jeopardy. And let's talk about the money, because let's be real, legal battles are expensive. Bail, lawyers, court fees, it all adds up. And if Jim is already struggling financially, like, people are saying this could be devastating. But here's where things take an even crazier turn. While Jim is sitting in jail trying to figure out his next move, Chrissy has been quiet, like too quiet. No statements, no social media posts, nothing. And if you know Chrissy, you know that's not like her. So what's really going on? Well, here's what some sources are saying. Apparently, Chrissy has been in talks with her legal team trying to figure out her next move. Remember, this isn't just about Jim, this is about her reputation too. For years, Chrissy has been trying to separate herself from the angry girlfriend label. She's been working on her own projects, building her brand, and trying to show people that she's more than just Jim Jones's companion. But now she's right back in the middle of another scandal, and let's be honest, this could be her way out. Chrissy and Jim never actually got married. She's been waiting on that ring for over a decade, and at this point it ain't looking like it's ever going to happen. So now people are wondering, will she finally walk away? Because let's be real, if there was ever a time to do it, it's now. But here's where things get even wilder. While Jim is dealing with all of this, some old skeletons are starting to crawl out of the closet. People are digging up past allegations, past legal troubles, and even past rumors about his behavior behind closed doors. And y'all know the internet doesn't forget anything. A few years back there were whispers about Jim and his temper. Some people claimed he had a history of being aggressive when things didn't go his way, and now those same people are coming out of the woodwork saying, see, we told y'all this wasn't new. But here's the thing, this isn't just about Jim and Chrissy anymore. Other celebrities are getting involved. You've got people in the industry speaking out, taking sides, and throwing shade. Some are defending Jim, saying the media is blowing this out of proportion. Others are saying this is just another example of a toxic figure in the industry getting exposed. And y'all know when celebrities start picking sides, things get messy. But here's what's really got people stunned. Some of Jim's own friends are defending him. People who used to be close to him are staying silent. And you know what they say, when your own people don't speak up for you, that says a lot. Let's talk about the legal side of things, because this is about to get complicated. Since the police are moving forward with the case, Jim is going to have to lawyer up big time, and depending on how serious the charges are, he could be looking at some real consequences. Best case scenario, he gets hit with a fine and probation. Worst case, he could be facing actual jail time. And let's be real, Jim is not built for that life now. If y'all remember, Jim has had legal issues in the past, but he's always managed to slide out of trouble. But this time it might not be that easy, because in today's climate, people are not playing when it comes to these kinds of cases. And if the judge decides to make an example out of him, it could be bad. So the question now is, how does Jim get out of this mess? Can he even fix this? And more importantly, does Chrissy even want to help him anymore? Because let's be honest, she's been cleaning up his messes for years. But this might be too much. So what's next? Is Jim about to lose everything? Is Chrissy finally about to leave? And most importantly, is this the end of Jim Jones as we know him? Because right now things ain't looking good. But hold up, there's still more to this story. Because just when we thought it couldn't get any crazier, new information just dropped, and trust me, you are not going to believe what's coming next. Alright, let's get into part 3, because trust me, this situation just took a whole new turn, and it's looking bad for Jim Jones. Last we left off, Jim was sitting in jail. Chrissy was being way too quiet, and the whole industry was watching to see what happens next. But now some brand new information just dropped, and it might be the final nail in the coffin for Jim. Because guess what? Chrissy is done. Yeah, you heard that right. After years of standing by this man, years of waiting for a wedding that never happened, years of dealing with drama, Chrissy is finally walking away. Sources close to her are saying that this was her breaking point. She's tired of cleaning up his messes, tired of fighting the same battles over and over, and most of all, she's tired of looking like a fool in front of the world. And it gets worse. A judge has issued a restraining order against Jim. He's barred from going anywhere near Chrissy, contacting her, or even attempting to reconcile. Violating it means more jail time. Let's dive into the industry fallout. People are jumping ship. Longtime friends and business partners are distancing themselves, unfollowing him on social media, acting like they never knew him. In the music industry, nobody wants to go down with a sinking ship. Jim, though respected, wasn't at his peak anymore. He branched into other ventures, but those are now in jeopardy. Brands don't want to be associated with this scandal. Investors are pulling out. Real estate projects, potential TV deals, all gone. And forget about his love and hip-hop comeback. Mona Scott Young won't touch this mess. Love and hip-hop thrives on drama, but not this kind. The public reaction, the internet's having a field day. Memes, Twitter threads, deep dives into Jim's past. It's all happening in real time. Opinions are divided. Some applaud Chrissy for leaving, others defend Jim, claiming it's another media takedown of a black man. One thing's clear, Jim's reputation is taking a massive hit, and it's not just online. Celebrities are weighing in. 50C predictably threw shade on Instagram, mocking Jim's arrest. Even his allies like Cameron and Joel Santana are reportedly urging him to stay quiet, but Jim never one to stay silent. Is planning a tell-all interview upon release, a sit-down to tell his side of the story. But will anyone believe him? The mug shot, the reports, the restraining order, the damage is done. What happens next? Will Jim go to prison? Will Chrissy move on? Is this the end of Jim Jones' career? He survived scandals before, but this one might be the final blow, and trust me, this story is far from over. More twists, turns, and drama are coming. This story is insane, and it's escalating. Jim's behind bars, Chris's walking away, deals are collapsing, and the industry is turning its back. Is this the end for Jim, or is he about to pull off an epic comeback? And Chrissy, is she really done this time, or is this just another temporary split? We've seen this before. One thing certain, Jim's in serious trouble if the felony charges stick. He's facing significant jail time. What do you think? Should Chrissy have left him years ago, or is she making a mistake now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.